the last few games haven't been your best offensively in terms of the numbers that you put up, but you come in and drop 35 points.
Not only did Caitlin Clark shatter a historic record, she also guided her squad to a pivotal triumph that guaranteed a postseason berth. You've been with Dallas all year. Clark intercepts the shot and stops her second free. Excellent work for Caitlin Clark. With an incredible 35 points in this most recent game against the Dallas Wings, Clark cemented her place in wnba history. She broke Simon Augustus' record of 744 points from his debut season, which was set 18 years ago. With one game remaining in the regular season, Clark increased her tally to an incredible 746 points. However, the data only tells a portion of the tale. Clark's legacy was cemented with the close 1-101-0-19 victory over the Dallas Wings, which also gave the Indiana Fever the 6th spot in the playoffs. The Fever are in the postseason for the first time since 2016, which is a glorious comeback for the team. Clark's efficiency adds to the amazing nature of this accomplishment. In just 39 games, she accomplished this feat, exhibiting remarkable consistency during her debut campaign. In addition to setting records, this game served as a demonstration of Clark and the Fever's readiness for the greatest level of competition. In addition to shooting so quickly, Caitlin can move downhill and reach the rim. Those people always hit huge shots. You know, the dynamic combo, just the two of them. This season, Caitlin Clark has done more than just break records. She has also had conversations with some of the greatest WNBA legends as a result of it. In order to understand Clark's influence on the game, let's examine some intriguing parallels. First, Clark broke Simon Augustus' 2006 record of 744 points to surpass the rookie scoring record for a single season. It's significant to remember that Augustus required 34 games to accomplish this, whereas Clark needed 39. This demonstrates Clark's scoring prowess as well as her consistency over the course of a whole season. Furthermore, Clark has already outscored Sheryl Swoopes, who has never been kind of Caitlin in a single game. Swoopes' personal best of 34 points is surpassed by Clark's 35 points, an impressive accomplishment for a rookie who received so much criticism. Clark is in good company when we look at past studs in their debut seasons. For instance, Aja Wilson scored 35 points in a game during her rookie campaign, while Candace Parker finished with 34 points in her debut. Clark is meeting or exceeding these benchmarks, demonstrating her potential. It's crucial to keep in mind, though, that drawing comparisons between various basketball eras can be difficult. Rules have altered, gameplay has developed, and playing styles have changed as well. It is evident that Clark is making an instant impression on the league that is on par with some of the best players who have ever played. Clark's entrance at the Fever has had a profoundly transforming impact. Her influence extends well beyond the noteworthy results she has been achieving. The squad finished with just 13 wins in the previous campaign. With Clark in charge of the offense this year, they've already clinched 20 victories in a postseason spot. This change in fortune is evidence of Clark's instant influence on the team. Clark not only raises the bar for herself, but she also helps her colleagues perform better. Other players, like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, get opportunities because of her court vision and passing abilities. Clark's presence appears to have been especially beneficial to Mitchell as the two make up a strong backcourt combination. Additionally, Clark has instilled a winning mindset and confidence in the club as a whole. Her capacity to produce clutch plays at pivotal times has added a new level of competition to the Fever. Clark frequently shows maturity beyond her years in the fourth quarter, taking charge of the game. Clark's explosive and fast-paced style of play has also shaped the attacking identity of the Fever. With Clark's ability to generate and transition offense and locate open teammates for three-point goals, the club is now playing at a faster pace. Clark's impact is just as great off the field. The Fever has garnered a great deal more media coverage and fan curiosity. There's a renewed excitement for the franchise that hasn't been seen in years. The stands are fuller, and retail sales have increased dramatically. It's crucial to remember that there is always room for improvement. The team's defense, for instance, still requires improvement, as the Dallas Wings game made clear. Now, the task is to strike a balance between Clark's dynamic offense and a more reliable defense. However, Caitlin Clark's character and outlook have been equally impressive as her play on the court. Fans and the media find her to be an intriguing figure because of her charisma and self-assurance. Clark is a hard competitor on the court. She frequently assumes command of the game when it matters most and is not frightened of big occasions. Her playing style reflects her confidence, whether she's making tough shots or trying risky passes. This season's success of the Fever has been largely attributed to this fearless mindset. Clark exhibits excellent game awareness as well. Her ability to work with referees is well known, and she is adept at recognizing when to stop short of the line. She made light of the possibility of receiving another technical foul and missing a game in a recent interview, demonstrating her awareness of how her strong attitude could come across. Aaliyah is the one who ultimately receives a technical. The finest thing about it all is that, she's the one watching me. and she didn't really do anything, but nonetheless, she gets a technical. She was still. That's why I found it humorous. In her conversations off the court, Clark is eloquent and captivating. She is a fan favorite and a great marketing tool for the league due to her effortless media presence. She has a great capacity to connect with the audience, particularly her younger followers. Additionally, Clark exhibits a keen understanding of her place in the league and the sport at large. She appears to accept the responsibility that comes with being one of the most well-known figures in women's basketball and recognizes the value of her presence for the WNBA. With their first playoff berth since 2016, the Fever made a spectacular comeback to the postseason. This is a tale of perseverance and quick development as it relates to the WNBA's return to relevance. With a record of 1-6 through the first 7 games of the season, the Fever Sire had a difficult start. By now, many would have written off their prospects of making the playoffs. Still, the club showed incredible resiliency, getting better every game of the season. It was clear how far the team has come this season. From a club that was having trouble defining itself, they developed into an offensive force that the league was afraid of. After the Olympic break, the Fever showed especially noteworthy development, winning important games against direct competitors. Despite appearing improbable at the beginning of the season, the Fever have managed to secure a playoff position and maybe end the regular season with a winning record, according to their current record of 2019. They could have a favorable opponent in the opening round of the playoffs because they are now the 6th seed. Expectations are high for the Indiana Fever now that they have secured a postseason spot, particularly for Clark. Just by making the playoffs, the Fever have already surpassed a lot of expectations. However, there's a strong sense that this club has the potential to shock some people come playoff time. The playoffs are a fresh chance for Caitlin Clark to establish her value. During the regular season, she has already shown herself to be among the league's finest players, but the postseason presents a new challenge. Pressure builds, defenses become more resolute, and intensity rises. It will be interesting to watch how Clark handles this additional task. The Fever have an advantage in that they don't have much pressure going into the playoffs. They can play freely and confidently because they are a youthful team that has exceeded expectations. They might become more hazardous in a brief series as a result. Throughout the playoffs, Clark and Kelsey Mitchell's relationship will be extremely important. The Fever will have opportunities against any opponent if these two can continue to play at the same caliber as they did throughout the regular season. Given her ability to score, distribute the ball, and even grab rebounds when necessary, Clark's flexibility in particular may prove to be a valuable asset. However, the Fever are facing a number of obstacles leading up to the playoffs that will put their fortitude and skill to the test. The first and most pressing issue is that playoff games are increasingly intense. There is increased pressure, a greater financial cost for errors, and every possession has the potential to determine win or lose. It will be critical for the Fever, being a young team, to adjust rapidly to this demanding atmosphere. Another significant obstacle will be making effective use of the bench. Deep rosters can be crucial in close and possibly protracted series. It will be up to Coach Christy Sides to maximize the contributions of players like Damiris Dantas while carefully controlling the minutes of her stars, such as Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. The difficulty for Caitlin Clark in particular will be to continue playing at a high level while dealing with the increased spotlight of the playoffs. Her opponents will have studied her game in great detail and will attempt to neutralize her. Clark will have to keep developing and coming up with fresh approaches to influence the game. We should also take tiredness into account. Particularly for young players who are not used to the duration of the professional season, the lengthy regular season might begin to wear thin. Maintaining your physical and emotional health will be extremely difficult. How do you feel the Fever's chances are in the postseason? In the postseason, will Caitlin Clark maintain her dominant play? Post your forecasts and analyses in the section below. I adore talking basketball with you and reading your viewpoints. Remember to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications if you like this video and would like to receive updates on all WNBA news and analysis, especially as the playoffs approach. In this manner, you won't miss any footage showcasing the upcoming thrilling games. I appreciate your time and we'll see you in the upcoming video.